Ozarks News, brought to you by the Springfield Greene County Park Board, Roto-Rooter Plumbing and Drain Service, Blue Current, and Thompson Sales. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Hey, it's Wednesday, hump day. Glad we made it to hump day. We have a little bit left in the week, but a lot of people have the day off. It's Juneteenth. We'll tell you more about a celebration going on today coming up. But first, we'll do a little news. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Okay. A Greene County deputy is recovering after being shot trying to arrest a man wanted on several felony drug warrants. The Fugitive Apprehension Unit was serving a felony warrant at a house in Springfield when the man started shooting at police. One of the bullets hit a deputy's bulletproof vest. Can you imagine?
Wow. No.
Possibly saving the deputy's life. Unbelievable. The 41-year-old shooter is being held in jail now and will face new charges related to the shooting. So, man, God bless that
Praise
deputy.
God for body armor.
No kidding. It did its job and saved the life of one of our officers. An autopsy on Springfield native Riley Strain confirms what was suspected. The 22-year-old college student was extremely intoxicated the night he disappeared in Nashville, Tennessee. His blood alcohol level was almost 3 times the level considered illegal to drive. He also had THC in his system, which is legal in Tennessee. Riley was last seen leaving a bar by himself in downtown Nashville. His body was found 2 weeks later in the Cumberland River. Of course, he's from Springfield. His family's in Springfield. He was going to the University of Missouri at the time of this tragic
Terrible.
Yeah,
Terrible.
awful.
All right. Now to this, another Kansas City Chiefs player on the wrong side of the law. Backup defensive tackle Isaiah Buggs spent 2 nights in jail in Alabama in an animal cruelty case. Buggs's bond was revoked just hours after being released on a different crime, which was suspicion of domestic violence and assault. Court records say someone broke into an apartment with an tire iron, and the woman who lives there reported Buggs dragged her down some stairs, causing injury. So both of those cases are now ongoing, and neither one of them good.
Yeah, man. Come on, Chiefs. Let's get it together.
Yeah. It's interesting because his attorney has not yet made a comment. Like, he denies everything. So there's that. But no comment made, and they did obviously have probable cause. So.
All right. We'll watch that play out. We are approaching fireworks season, as you know. Starting tomorrow, fireworks sales are legal in the state of Missouri. It's for just several weeks around the July 4th. They are fun, of course. They can be dangerous also, of course. In fact, in 2022, the latest numbers show that just in the state of Missouri, 324 people were hospitalized because of fireworks injuries. That's just not injuries. Those are hospitalizations because of fireworks. Across the country, 11 people were killed in fireworks accidents. Fireworks stands can stay open in Missouri through July 10th. So the state is now out in front of this, trying to remind people to be careful with fireworks. And
it is worth the reminder.
I think so. I mean, I don't know that people heed the reminder because everybody thinks they're bulletproof, but man, fireworks has never been something that our family did growing up. I love to watch fireworks when the professionals do it. But it makes me a little uneasy when people are doing fireworks. We used to go to a friend's house years ago, and he put on an incredible fireworks display. But I was always nervous for him when he's down. He was down the hill working on the fireworks.
Yeah.
Sometimes he had there's some kids nearby when he was doing it, helping out a little bit. And it just always made me nervous.
Yeah.
Did your family do fireworks growing up?
No, not really.
No. I didn't like it.
I can remember the little,
Sparklers.
I think they were called snakes, and they were like a little black, it looked like a little black, like thumbtack thing, basically. Yeah. But you like set it on fire and it would grow, kind of, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
well, I think
nothing explosive.
I think safety was a factor in my family not doing it, but I don't think that was the driving factor. I think the driving factor was that I'm not going to light my money on fire and blow it up.
Yes. Yeah, my mom would be like, no,
What are
there's
you
no way
doing?
we're spending money on that. Yeah.
Let somebody else do it. Watch theirs.
The apple did not fall far from the tree.
Yeah, same here. I mean, I can't imagine spending money on it, but some people do, and I appreciate.
And it's fun to watch
because I can
when they
enjoy
know what they're
theirs.
doing. Yeah,
That's right. That's right. I told you yesterday about all the resurfacing happening in Ozark. It is the summer construction season, road construction. That's still going on. And now in Springfield, stuff is starting up as well. Starting Sunday, about 20 miles worth of road segments in Springfield will be resurfaced. So if you're trying to get anywhere in a hurry, especially on neighborhood streets, that may not happen because of all the construction. So, you know the drill when you live in Missouri.
yes. All right. We told you about the Missouri woman wrongfully in prison for the last 43 years. Wow. 43 years wrongfully imprisoned. Her family says they are very ecstatic to get her back. Sandra Henney was convicted of a brutal murder in 1980. The judge now says that her attorneys have proven her innocence and a deceased police officer's guilt. Yes, a then police officer who had ties to the crime scene apparently was guilty. He died 9 years ago. So there's that. Wow. The Innocence Project has been working on Sandra's case, and come to find out, they say she was highly medicated at the time. She was suffering from a pretty severe mental deficiency at the time when investigators coerced her into a false confession. For now, county prosecutors have 30 days to determine whether they're going to dismiss the case, which feels likely, or whether they are going to try her again. Based on the very lengthy stuff I've read on it, I feel like she will be released, probably not retried, because again, it was a judge looking over the new evidence from attorneys who work for the Innocence Project saying, yes, this was a gross miscalculation of what happened.
Miscarriage of justice.
And miscarriage of justice, yes.
Well, it's still odd to me. That explains a little bit more about why she's still in jail for 30 days, because waiting on the prosecution to decide whether or not to retry. But if the judge has deemed her innocent, I don't know why the system is set up to keep her in jail. She's
because there was at one point a conviction, a prosecutor who convicted her. So I mean,
but the conviction has been overturned by a judge. No.
Yeah. Yes.
So her
I don't know. The Innocence Project thing is interesting because I don't know.
Where in this is in Missouri?
I need to phone a friend. And I can't. So it's too dark and early for that.
I'm just it's a unique process because most of the time this doesn't happen.
Right.
So there is a process in place for how this works out, but it's odd to me if a judge says that she was wrongfully convicted, she's innocent. It stands to reason that you would let her walk out of jail immediately.
Right.
Now, there are processes in place for a reason. Probably I'm just ignorant to them. I would be curious to find out what they are.
Yeah.
But I would say this: let her out of jail, and then and maybe sometimes they keep them in jail for their own good, just because they don't have a support system set up at all, no place to live, nothing like that after 43 years. But this woman seems to have family. But I would say, and then the prosecutor still has 30 days to retry. And if the prosecutor wants to retry, then we decide whether she goes back to jail during the trial or stays free. I don't know. It's interesting to me. I'm interested by it.
Yeah.
And I'm
fascinating.
Yeah.
And what a case. Oh man. What a story she has to tell.
And I mean, that's going to be a Netflix story. It's got to be, right? A documentary on how this happened. What did the
there's
police
so much
officer
detail. I mean, like we're just skimming the surface, but there's so much detail. I mean, this police officer who died, by the way, in 2015, So,
Well,
anyway.
that's weird too, because he can't try to defend himself.
Right.
This is just, oh man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, this is for parents primarily, I guess, and college students, but a lot of parents I know were having trouble with the FAFSA, and starting on Monday, you
I have
can get some free help
I was going to
on the
say
FAFSA.
I have trouble saying FAFSA.
Saying yes, that is the free application for federal student aid.
Yeah.
And I remember filling out the FAFSA. So for some reason, I apparently can say it properly, but I do have to think about it before. I can't just like spit it off the end of my tongue. The government redid the form, and then a lot of people just were not being able to figure it out by deadline. So, and there was a deadline, but now they're offering you some free help this upcoming Monday, which is the 24th. Write it down. From 11 to 3, you can go to OTC, which is there on East Chestnut Expressway, Ozarks Technical Community College. Head into room number 236, and you will get some help for free on getting that thing filled out. First of all, it tells you whether you're eligible for student loans, and colleges. Most colleges actually require that you fill it out. So there you go. If you are anything like me and don't want to go through that insane process, it's kind of like doing your taxes. Like, I could figure it out, but I would rather go ask someone for help. So there you go.
Hey, free help to save me money. That sounds like a win-win for parents all over the place.
Yep. Monday, the 24th, 11 to 3. There you go, at OTC in Springfield.
Yeah.
Okay. If you have a kid in your home, ages 3 to 17, and they don't know how to swim, tomorrow is their day. Yes, the Springfield Greene County Park Board Aquatics is doing a big swimming lesson at Grant Beach Pool. Starts at 10 o'clock in the morning. It's a 1-hour program. They'll have 30 minutes of instruction and then 30 minutes of free swim. It is free, but registration is required. You can do that at parkboard.org/aquatics.
And they're calling it the world's largest swimming lesson. That's great.
It makes me wonder how many people will show up, because it's only an hour. I don't know. I mean, I've taught a lot of people how to swim. I feel like I need more than an hour.
Okay.
So
maybe it's just it's the very basics, and then you can.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, they're teaching survival, because it's, drowning is a thing. And so there is a way to teach water safety, drowning awareness. But if you're thinking like, long term, like my kid's going to be on the swim team, like this is not that type of a lesson, but rather survival.
No. And it's good, because so many people are scared of the water. And if they fall in, it's a problem. It's a real problem.
And they need to know how to survive, which you can. You can flip over on your back. They'll show you how to do that, how to float, how to keep your head above the water, etc.
Right. Get to the side.
Coming up on this Friday, June 21st, you can also enjoy a free movie at Jordan Valley Park, thanks to the park board. The Little Mermaid will be playing at 9 p.m. because that's about what time the sun goes down these days. Bring your own lawn chair and blankets, and there will be concession stands for sale as well.
Yeah, I guess it can't start till 9, can it?
I know. It's interesting because they said at dusk, and then I was like looking up the actual time, and it's going to start at 9. But yeah, I mean, it's so bright at 10 till 9, basically, that, if you want to watch it in the dark,
that makes
9 p.m. Is the time.
Yeah. All right. Hey, today is Juneteenth. We mentioned that off the top. It's a celebration of the end of slavery in the United States. And there is a festival from 9 to 9 today over at Jordan Valley Park at the fountain there. There'll be a little stage set up at the fountain, and there'll be music, speakers throughout the day. Food trucks will be there. So everybody is invited to go to that if you're interested. And mark Juneteenth.
Yep. It's amazing.
Okay.
All right. I guess that's it. Thanks so much for joining us. We are glad you're here, and we hope to see you back here tomorrow morning.
Yep. Share it with your friends, and good on you for staying tuned, watching or listening. And we'll see you back here bright and early tomorrow.
It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by Scooters Coffee and Rescue Towing. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Juneteenth. We are waking up to another warm day here in the Ozarks with morning numbers starting out near 70 degrees. It's going to be another hot one. High temperatures near 90 today. And once again, we have that isolated chance for showers and thunderstorms, but most of us just stay dry, humid, and hot. Not quite as windy today as it was yesterday either. And we are talking about numbers today that land near 90 degrees. Will come with a bit of a heat index, so expect temperatures to feel more like they're in the mid-90s. I do have some filtered sunshine from time to time with some high cloud cover, but overall, it is just going to be another summertime day in the Ozarks. I know many of us off enjoying the day today with the federal holiday, so I hope that you have some fun Juneteenth festivities planned today. If you're going to be outdoors, find a way to cool off. As I mentioned, there is another chance for some isolated thunderstorm activity today. Best chance for seeing some of those isolated storms today. And again, this is not a washout, but about 15 to 30% chance for some showers and thunderstorms. That's what exists for our western counties today. I think mainly this activity will be west of Highway 65. We've got heat and humidity that continue to build this week, really in full force. We are talking about extreme heat returning to the Ozarks, and it looks like it's here to stay for the rest of the month. I look at some of those extended charts, and temperatures through the end of June are going to be totally warm. We have heat advisories for much of the Northeast. They are dealing with a big dome of hot air that will last the next 10 days or so. Severe weather ongoing yesterday and today down in Texas, thanks to that heavy downpours activity down there. Several inches of rainfall expected. And there's a cold front draped across the very far northwestern portion of Missouri. That's going to lead to a boundary where we could see additional showers and thunderstorms today. Again, it's our western counties that have the best opportunity for some of that shower and thunderstorm activity. Today, I have a high temperature near 90 degrees. It's also in the low 90s on Thursday, maybe mid 90s by Friday, and Saturday looks to be one of the hottest days in the forecast. Heat index values through the weekend, once again, will top the triple digits, so it is going to be incredibly warm. And another thing to note here is that, temperatures this morning as of 5 a.m. are near 70 degrees. We've got really warm, low temperatures for the next several nights. And when you don't get that relief at night, it just becomes this problem that gets worse and worse because you never can cool off much. You'll listen and hear the air conditioner continuing to kick on, even in the overnight hours, because we're just having a hard time keeping up with this extreme heat. Low temperatures are going to be back into the 60s tonight, so that'll be the coolest it'll be for several days. I've got numbers in the 70s for lows all the way through the weekend, so we never get much of an opportunity to cool off at all. I told you also that the end of June is looking warm. There's this signal for above average temperatures and rainfall that looks near normal through the end of the month, which typically is not too much. For the end of June, we often have some rather dry conditions in the summertime. Around the country, what's making headlines? A lot of things. Significant heavy rain and flash flooding happening in southern Texas today. Also, a heat wave with persistent heat just day after day for the Great Lakes. You're hearing about that in the national news headlines. We've also got severe thunderstorms for the Central Plains today. I think the severe weather is located west of us here in the Ozarks, but we could have a few isolated thunderstorms, as I mentioned, for our far western counties. All right, it's time for the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister Trivia question for the day. Here's the question that I left you with yesterday. How well do you know Barbie? Who is Barbie's little sister? Do you think it is A, Jamie, B, Steffi, C, Valerie, or D, Skipper? Well, I, of course, knew this because I was a Barbie fanatic. D, Skipper is Barbie's little sister. And, I watched part of the Barbie movie, the movie of last summer, on a plane recently. And I actually can't remember if Skipper was in the movie. I did fall asleep, so maybe I missed her. But D, Skipper is the answer. I don't remember Skipper having like a big role in the movie, though. I think maybe they left little sis out of the movie. I could be wrong, though, also. I mentioned the sleeping. All right, here's the question that I'll leave you with for tomorrow. Which month of the year is National Ice Cream Month? Do you think it is A, June, B, July, C, August, or D, September? National Ice Cream Month. Let me know your thoughts. You can do that over at aroundtheozarks.com. Thanks so much for listening this morning. Have a happy Juneteenth. And thanks so much to our sponsors, Scooters Coffee and Rescue Towing. I'll catch you again tomorrow morning.